I'm Sue, I live in Broadhaven. I'm a mum for 2 teenage boys and I own and run a swim school. I also run a life-saving club down at Broadhaven Beach, which is for 8 to 15-year-olds, and I've got a dog, so I'm on the beach a lot. And it's really sad to see the amount of plastic that's on there and washed up all the time. So at Christmas 2018, I decided to make a New Year's resolution. That was to be to pick up 3 pieces of rubbish off the beach every time I visited it. So 3 pieces turned into 5 pieces, turned into a 2-minute beach clean every time I was down there. And then I started just picking up rubbish wherever I was going, just popping it in the bin. And then we decided that we were going to look into how much plastic we used in our household, or how much we brought into our household on a weekly basis. And everything else has kind of just grown into a huge list of things that we now do on a weekly basis that are more friendly for the environment. So we stopped using plastic bottles and bought reusable ones that we refill. We stopped using plastic bags. I stopped using plastic food wrappings and started using beeswax wraps, taking plastic boxes to the butchers and the fish counter. I get eggs delivered from a local farmer just up the road. I try and refill my washing up bottles and my shampoo and my hand soap from the Happy Planet Green store or the Ark in Haverfordwest, buying all my fruit and veg loose wherever possible. I get milk delivered in glass bottles. My favourite change is that I now buy my toilet paper from a company called Who Gives a Crap. It comes in a cardboard box wrapped in paper, and it has little jokes and little quips and fun facts written on the outside of the wrapping to amuse people while sat on the toilet. Oh, please don't put that bit in. So all of the changes that we've made so far ultimately mean that we've not got as much rubbish to put in our black bags on a weekly basis anymore. We're reduced the amount of plastic coming into our household. We're reusing things wherever possible, and at the end of it, we're recycling what we can recycle. It means that what's going into our black bag at the end of the week is quite minimal. And the council are talking about changing their collections to every 3 weeks. Well, that'll be fine for us, because there's actually not that much to collect in the black bag. It's all the other stuff that's being collected that needs to be stepped up. I drink soya milk, which is only available in Tetra Paks, and I can take those to the tip, but I've got to justify the journey, so I collect a huge amount at a time and then go when I'm passing anyway. But I have heard that from October we'll be able to recycle those on the curbside collections from the council, which is great. So we've got the food waste bin from the council, which is great, but we don't really use it very much because I've got 2 hungry teenage boys. I'm way too stingy to throw away any food. I'm good at cooking with leftovers and using leftovers. And I've got a compost heap and a dog. So nothing really goes in our food waste bin at all. A fact I found out recently was that if food waste were a country, it would be the 3rd worst polluter in the world. That's just a really good reason to actually dispose of your food waste in the proper places and make sure that it doesn't go into landfill. We're forever seeing on TV and social media the masses of plastic that's in the sea, floating around and polluting everywhere, and it all feels really overwhelming sometimes, the amount of stuff that needs to be done, the pressure to change. But actually what you can do is you can just start off with one thing that is easy for you to change, something that you can change this week and maybe make part of your lifestyle, something that you can make into a habit really easily, like buy yourself a bottle and don't buy any more plastic bottles. Say that's going to be your new thing. It's really easy. Stop using baby wipes. So if you start using glass milk bottles instead of plastic, imagine how many plastic bottles you would have saved in a year. It's massive. It can be huge. And then after you've started doing that, you can think about, maybe I should refill my washing up bottle. Maybe I can refill my shampoo or my conditioner, and make other small changes so that you're taking less and less into your house again. So all the small changes that add up to making a big difference. When supermarkets start losing money because people aren't buying their stuff they'll change. They'll change pretty quickly. We've got the power, really. If we stop buying the stuff, they'll have to change the way they package things. So if we go and choose our fruit and vegetables not wrapped in plastic, and if we choose to buy off the internet for people that will send in cardboard and paper packaging, then the others will have to change. They will have to change or lose their business. But we've got to make the changes first. We've got to be the first people to make the changes, and then everyone else will follow suit. I'm Sue, and I'm a Pembrokeshire Eco Champion.